The Wooden Spoon and the Chef. In a lively village, there was a famous restaurant run by Chef Marco, known for his delicious dishes and innovative cooking techniques. People from all around came to taste his exquisite meals. The secret behind his success was a simple old wooden spoon that he always used while cooking. One day, a young aspiring cook named Luca joined the restaurant as an apprentice. Luca was passionate and eager to learn, and he noticed that Chef Marco always used the same worn-out spoon, even though the kitchen was full of shiny new utensils. Curious, Luca asked, "Chef, why do you always use this old spoon? It's so plain and ordinary compared to the other tools." Chef Marco smiled and replied, "This spoon has been with me since I started cooking. It's not about the spoon itself, but the dedication and passion I've put into every dish I've made with it. It reminds me to stay humble and focused." Luca nodded, but still couldn't understand why the chef held on to such a seemingly insignificant tool. He thought to himself, "It's just a spoon. How much difference can it really make?" One evening, Chef Marco fell ill and couldn't come to the restaurant. The staff was in a panic, as reservations were fully booked and people were expecting the usual high-quality meals. Luca saw this as his chance to prove himself and offered to take charge for the night. He followed Chef Marco's recipes meticulously, adding all the right ingredients and cooking each dish to perfection. But he decided not to use the old wooden spoon, thinking it didn't matter. Instead, he opted for a new, expensive utensil. As the night went on, customers began to murmur. The food, while still good, lacked the special touch they were used to. Luca couldn't understand what was going wrong. He had followed every recipe to the letter. After dinner service, Luca felt defeated. He sat down with Chef Marco's old spoon in his hand, staring at it. Just then, Chef Marco walked in, looking pale but concerned. "How did it go, Luca?" he asked. Luca sighed. "Not great, Chef. I did everything right, but something was missing. I don't understand. It's just food, just ingredients. Why didn't it taste the same?" Chef Marco took the spoon from Luca and said softly, "Cooking isn't just about ingredients and recipes. It's about the love and care you put into each dish. This spoon isn't magical, but it's a symbol of the passion I have for cooking and the respect I have for those who eat my food." He continued, "You can have the best ingredients and the finest tools, but without heart, the food will always be lacking. When I cook with this spoon, I remember my journey, the struggles, and the joy of creating something that brings happiness to others. That feeling, that dedication, is what makes the food special." Luca realized his mistake. He had focused so much on the technical aspects that he had forgotten the emotional connection that makes cooking an art. Determined to make things right, he asked Chef Marco for guidance. Over the next few weeks, Chef Marco taught Luca not just about recipes and techniques, but about patience, empathy, and the importance of putting your heart into your work. Luca began to understand that cooking, like any craft, is a form of expression, and the tools you use are extensions of that expression. With renewed spirit, Luca took up the old wooden spoon and cooked a special meal for Chef Marco and the staff. This time, every dish was infused with the passion and dedication he had learned from the chef. The food was extraordinary, and everyone could taste the love and effort in every bite. Chef Marco smiled, seeing the change in Luca. "Remember, Luca," he said, "it's not the spoon that makes the chef, but the heart and soul you put into what you do." From then on, Luca continued to grow, eventually becoming a renowned chef himself, always carrying with him the lesson he learned from a humble wooden spoon. So, what did we learn from the story? We learned that True excellence comes not just from skill and knowledge, but from the passion and dedication you put into your work. Even the simplest tools can create wonders when used with heart and soul.
To keep this channel thriving and continue bringing you great content, please consider subscribing, sharing with your friends, and supporting our efforts with your valuable comments. Your support makes all the difference. Thank you for watching.